In the flickering candlelight of the Dark Ages, where ancient libraries hid tomes bound in secrets and sorrow, there unrolls a tale of the cursed scroll verses. Close your eyes now, dear listener, and let the soft rustle of parchment guide you into a realm of ink shadows. This is a story inked shadows. This is a story inked from medieval folklores. Deepest quills, crafted to ease your thoughts into peaceful slumber. Feel the weight of aged paper in your hands, the faint scent of dust and ink wafting through the air. Breathe deeply, in through your nose, out through your mouth, and allow the rhythm of my words to unfold like a scroll where worries smooth out like creases in time. Treasure and trap there dwelt a wandering bard named Lyrian. He roamed from castle to tavern, his lute slung over his shoulder, spinning yarns of valor and woe. But one stormy eve, in the ruins of an abandoned monastery perched on a windswept hill, Lyrian stumbled upon a sealed chest, its locks rusted with the patina of centuries. Scribe, a man who bargained his soul with shadowy muses for eternal inspiration, only to find his words bound with a hex, each reading drew the listener closer to silence eternal. The tale begins as Lyrian, rain-soaked and weary, unrolled the scroll by the glow of his lantern. Picture the Earth-felled mighty warriors like Sir Thorn who slew dragons, but succumbed to his own hubris. Queens like Isolde whose loves turned to poison in gilded cups. As Lyrian read aloud, his voice echoing off stone walls, the words came alive, weaving melodies that filled the air. Hear the epic's trail, the scroll seemed to intone into codas where echoes fade and heroes rest in hushed repose. At first, the bard felt invigorated, the verses fueling new songs for his repertoire. But soon, a subtle chill crept in, the ink's glow pulsing faintly as if breathing. Folklore warns that curses hide in beauty, and so it was with the scroll. Each stanza demanded a toll, a sliver of the reader's voice, traded for glimpses of forgotten glories. Lyrian pressed on, entranced, the verses painting battlefields where swords clashed in slow motion, fading to quiet fields of poppies, feasts where laughter dissolved into whispers of wind through empty halls. Surrender to the ink, the lines urged, and let your story end in serene silence. The bard's lute strings hummed in harmony, but his throat grew dry, his words softening to murmurs. Imagine it with me, listener, the scroll unfurling before you, its verses a gentle current pulling you along, smoothing the edges of your day. Feel the parchment's texture under your fingertips, not rough, but soothing, like a veil drawing over your eyes. Let your eyelids grow heavy. Delve deeper into this tale, your breath slowing to this tale, your breath slowing to match the deliberate flow of ancient script. Inhale the musty aroma of old libraries, exhale your tensions, letting them bleed away like fading ink on weathered pages. What if these cursed verses held veiled truths, epics not just of others' falls, but mirrors to our own, luring the weary to codas of comfort? Hold that thought gently, for the story unspools like thread from a loom, intricate and inevitable. Nights passed. Lyrian carried the scroll through shattered villages, sharing snippets with eager crowds. Listeners leaned in, mesmerized by tales of Feld, of heroes whose legacies trailed into oblivion, knights whose armor rusted in forgotten crypts, sorcerers whose spells echoed as faint sighs. But with each recitation, the curse deepened. Voices in the audience grew hushed, some fell into deep slumbers from which they woke refreshed, yet with memories of grandeur dimmed. Lyrian noticed the change in himself, his song shorter, his lute's notes trailing off unresolved like unfinished symphonies. One moonlit gathering in a grand hall adorned with tapestries of mythic deeds, Lyrian unrolled the full scroll. The verses swelled, narrating his own path, a bard whose wanderings led to this moment his epics fated to silence. The ink shimmered, revealing hidden lines, warnings of the scribe's doom, bound forever in the vellum, his soul the quill that penned eternal rest. Join the coders, the scroll whispered, where stories end in peaceful voids, free from the clamor of unfinished tales. Lyrian, voice now a whisper, felt the pull irresistibly. The audience sighed in unison, eyelids drooping as the verses enveloped them like a shared dream. Breathe with me now, dear listener. Inhale the calm of quiet halls, filling your lungs with serenity. Exhale your worries, letting them unravel like loose threads from the scroll. Came as the last verse unfurled, the ink fading even as it was read. Lyrian slumped against his lute, the scroll coiling back upon itself, its curse. Satyrs, bards, scholars, dreamers, offering epics that trailed to merciful coders. As you drift now, listener, let this tale close in your mind, the verses, turning to whispers of rest. Feel the ink's glow dim to darkness, the silence a balm. Sleep deeply in the scroll's shadowed peace. Good night.